Welcome to the Notary Educators with Kimmi Podcast. Hosts Kimmi and Jeff Nunnally, along with Alexis Franklin, share expert insights to help you launch and grow a successful mobile notary business no matter what state you are commissioned in. Learn how to become a top-notch loan signing agent and get answers to common notary questions. Explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training library, plus live weekly online coaching sessions with courses on general notary work, wedding efficient services, remote online notary, ink fingerprinting, apostille, translation services, and I-9 completion. Notary Educators, LLC is your one-stop shop for notary training. Tune in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast and subscribe to the Notary Educators with Kimmi's YouTube channel also for more tips. Take your notary business to new heights.
With this all pink thing again. It's the summertime, so I know it's a bit much, but I'm feeling it. Welcome, guys, to Notary Educators, your number one notary educator, making sure you know all things notary, turning that stamp into cash. How about that? Yes, because when you know how to stamp that paper, the cash will come. Guaranteed. So I am doing a little training today on the Apostille. We're going to talk about that, but we'll let YouTube do what it does, notify a few people, and then we'll hop right into it. Take a few of your questions, and I want to say hey to those on the replay and those who will watch the podcast. And we'll hop right into it. So just a little something about me for those who don't know. I teach notaries nationwide how to, again, take that stamp and turn it into cash. But you won't get any cash if you don't know how to stamp the paper. You have to have the confidence. You have to have the know-how. You have to know how to stamp the paper. And believe me when I tell you, notaries still don't know how to stamp the paper. Actually, that's what this live was going to be about, because I received an email from a signing company, actually two today, just confirming that notaries are out here doing things and they don't know what they're doing. So again, I don't have time to do that one and the apostille, so I think I'll do the apostille one because it's going on over in our chat today. This just happened. Our GroupMe chat, our community. If you don't know about the community, I'll tell you about that shortly. And I actually have my own apostille that I'm working on that has the same situation, so I wanted to talk about that. Actually, let me grab it. Part of it. Yes, let me grab it because this is show and tell. Show and tell. So I got the marriage certificate today. We're going to talk about this, okay? Yep. Let's do it. Because it just came back today. So the story is, or the real life client experience is, my client needs something apostilled for, I'm going to change the country just in case you're watching, okay? They need something completed for Ecuador. It's a marriage certificate. And I didn't know that it's a thing. I'm going to tell y'all, I didn't know that it's a thing. So my client was informed that instead of having the apostille completed here in the United States, going through that whole process and paying all the money, that they should actually just get remarried. I was like, okay, that's different. But people will do anything to save $1, right? They really will. So this particular person was informed that, hey, instead of paying $300, $400, whatever it's going to be, and I can tell you a little bit about the pricing on this one. This one right here, I got it in my hand. I'm going to show you the marriage certificate, because what she sent me, I'm going all over the place. Let's go back. So they suggested that she gets, because I got all this in my head, my mind just be twirling, guys. Yeah, so they suggested that her and her husband just get remarried over in Mexico. And my client was like, no, Ecuador. They was like, no, I'm not doing that. So they rather have it done the correct and what they're considering the legal way. And I don't blame them. If you change your wedding date to save a few $100s, could it mess up Social Security? Could it mess up other things that you may be entitled to here in the States? You're saying, yeah, my marriage didn't happen. You're resetting the date. Yeah, I don't think so. So I was just watching something else about resetting a date. I don't remember what it was, but sometimes when you start over with a new plan or new anything, it resets the date, right? So we're not trying to do that. So my client was like, no, I'm not going to get remarried. I want you to do it. So anyway, what they originally sent me was the license, okay? The marriage license, okay? I'm going to show you the back of it because I don't want their information here on YouTube. But you can see the seal. So what they originally sent me, hey, Elbane, how's it going? What they originally sent me was the marriage license, okay? So the marriage license cannot be apostilled, okay? It has no stamp on it. It has no seal. So you can see the raised seal right here if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay. You see that seal? This is the authentic version of the marriage certificate, okay? This is the authentic version that can be apostilled. So in this particular case, what I had to do is a long process, and this is why we charge so much money when it comes to processing apostilles. You may say, well, it only cost, in my state, is $3. I was talking to one of my students earlier. In her state, Connecticut, it's $40, but in Georgia, it's only $3. And you may say, well, why are you charging them upwards of $325? I mean, it's $275. Yeah, $325, and that's not even including shipping back to the Ecuador yet. I got a win. Thank you for Notary Educators. You are so welcome. Yes, you are so welcome. Share your win with us. What's the win? Tell us. So anyway, yeah. So she sent me the license. So what I did, and this I did the most. Y'all know that's what I do. This is my business, none better. In addition to Notary Educators, so I helped my client. I ordered the the certified copy for her. Because remember, she just had a license that did not have this seal on it, right? So you cannot use that. So you have to have a certified copy. I ordered that for her. Okay. That was an extra step. I did not charge her for that because she is a friend of mine. Okay. But that is another service. This is the second time I've had to actually order the certificate for a client. Okay. So you don't have to do that, but these are things that's going to make your business more profitable, right? More profitable. So I ordered the marriage certificate for her, the certified copy. Now that's what I have here in my hand. I can take this certified copy and get this apostille, okay? Now, I hope you're taking notes. And I'm going to say something right quick. I got a couple people that's been in my channel recently. And they said, I thought I was coming for training. Excuse me? If you're taking notes, the whole live is a training. You got to be listening. Everything is not going to be crystal clear and just like bam. Okay? So I'm not trying to shade you. But 2 people now have said, I thought I was coming here for training. That's all I do. I tell you a story. And if you're listening and if you're picking it up, I'm dropping gems. Okay? So I'm not trying to go off on them, but I just want to be clear. And I really didn't like the comment. So the last few years, actually, since I've been on YouTube, if I'm not feeling your comment, you might as well not even leave it because I'm going to delete and block. I don't have time to answer those questions. I promise you. So I'm not being rude, but who got time for that? I put out 1,000 videos plus on this channel, all kind of information. And you tell me, because you came to a 1 live or 2, and I was talking about a few other things that you think you was disappointed. Yeah, right. That's not working for me, okay? That being said, we're going to go back to nice Kimmi, okay? And again, if you're taking notes, every time I talk, every time I open my mouth, if you listen through the story, I'm dropping gems. So you're not even probably ready for this yet. And that's okay. When you're ready, what they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So you probably wasn't ready if you didn't get nothing from a live that I did. Because that's all I do is drop gems. Every story has a gem in it, okay? Now let's get back to this one. So the client, again, sent the license. I need the certificate. I actually ordered that for them, so that could be part of your services. You don't have to do that. And I even offer for my client to have her and her daughter order it on their end, okay? I offered for her to order it herself. I just did it because, again, she's my friend. However, don't forget, there could be a fee attached to that because now that's another service, okay? So I'm ordering the marriage certificate for her. Now it came today, right? And there was a charge for that. They charged UPS fee, okay? That's not free. Nothing is free. Nothing is free. So this came right here from the state of Georgia, okay? So now I'm ready to go and get this apostille. Now, the other piece of what we're talking about today, and I did need to go back a little bit because I digress. Those of you who don't know what an apostille is, it's a document like this. Let's see, can we cover some of it up? A document like this, which is a marriage certificate. It could be a birth certificate, death certificate, whatever. It could just be a piece of paper saying a power of attorney. It could be anything going to another country, leaving the United States, that needs a higher level of authentication. And it cannot be used without that authentication. Now, the other piece of training that I wanted to talk about tonight is, and see, I wasn't even planning on telling y'all that first part. But if you're listening, okay, you're getting training, okay? Free training. However, there is a full-blown course on apostilles, okay? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably need to check out the course. I'll tell you how you can access it later, but I want to finish this training. So the last piece of the training is for today, with this particular, that I want to be clear about, is that the document is in English, okay? So it's going to Ecuador, where they speak Spanish. So this document needs to be translated, okay? So this is the training piece. Listen, you got your ears on? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we listening? Let me know. 1, are we ready? Let me see some ones in the chat. Let me know you're here. L. Bain says yes. Okay, so this is the tricky part. So I'm going to get this document translated, right? Good job, guys. Notary in real life, I love it. Oh, that's Angela. Hey, welcome, people, welcome. I like that title too. So this is the tricky part right here, though. So it has to be translated, right, into Spanish. Now, do you take the translation, the original, and get those two apostilled as one? That's the question. Should those two be apostilled as one? Let me know your answer. I'm going to take the translation and the certificate and put it together and get that one apostilled as one document. Is that correct? Put a 1 if you think, no, we already did a 1. Put a Y if you think that's correct, and a 0 if not. Or a heart if that's correct, 0, something, some kind of way to let me know. 0 if it's not correct, though. Yes, L. Bain is correct. It is not correct. So let me rephrase that. It's really going to depend on the Secretary of State and who's working in the office that day, okay? There have been times when you can take the certificate and the certified copy, put them together, and they will put an apostille on that for you, okay? That is not the way I recommend. That is not the recommended way, because you never know what's going to happen when you get over to the other country. So I recommend we're going to have 2 apostilles now. We're going to have one for the original certificate, and then we're going to have another one for the for the translation. Okay? We're going to have 2 apostilles. So we're not doing that just to get money from the client, okay? We're not doing that just to get money, because now we have one. And actually, in my case, guys, my client wanted an extra copy of the original. So she only had her license. She did not have her original. So I ordered her an extra copy. And that's another gem. I hope you're taking notes. You can ask your client, would you like an extra copy? Because a lot of times people don't get extra copies of anything. So she needed an extra copy of the marriage certificate. So I asked her about that at the time I was ordering this one. And it was only $10 more, okay? It was only $10 more. And here's the official receipt for that, okay? Now, very good. So that could be processed one of 2 ways, as I was stating. You could actually, send it under one document. You could try it. I wouldn't recommend it, though. I really wouldn't. Let's just go ahead and do 2. So in the scenario that we had earlier today, when I was helping one of my mentees out, in her scenario, in her state, each one is $40, okay? Each one is $40. And this is why we have to ask our screening questions. We have to ask our screening questions. We have to. How many documents? And you got to you have to know the process. You have to know the process, because when you don't, or you have to know several processes. Let's rephrase that, because like I said, there's 2 workarounds, but I always just believe in doing it the right way, okay? And in this case, the right way is just going to be 2 apostilles. So in my mentee's example, though, so she only did 1. It got rejected. They wouldn't do the 2 documents under 1 apostille. Each one needs its own, right? It needs its own apostille. So in this case, though, she only collected $40. Now you got to go back and get another $40. Okay? Or you got to eat that some kind of way because your state is expecting that fee. Does that make sense? Are you all doing apostilles? Let me know. Let's put a heart if you can. If you're doing apostilles, put a heart if you're doing them, or a 0. Heart or a 0. Are you doing apostilles? Are you offering this service? Are you afraid? Put a 0 if you're not doing them. 0 if you're afraid. 0 if you've never did one. Heart if you are, though. Heart if you are. So these 2 documents, and I didn't charge my client for the second document. Okay, just full of transparency. Typically, I would have charged for that second one. Okay, I would have charged for that second one. Zeros. Okay, a lot of zeros. This job, though, even without charging her for the second document, is over $300. Yep. And again, she's a friend of mine, so she wasn't a friend. We're easily looking at $400, easily. Okay, because I didn't charge her. Remember, what did I not charge her for? Look at your fees. I hope you're taking notes. Taking notes. I did not charge her for ordering the certificate, which I could have. It took me all of 30 minutes, not even, because I did it before. Okay. And it's funny because you would think, well, can I order someone else's marriage certificate? You can. Yeah, you can. So that's why you got to know the service. You have to know the business. You have to know what you're doing. And I do have an apostille course. Okay, I have a lot of free videos here. If you want to know it like a pro, though, I highly recommend you check out Master Apostilles. It's not that complicated. It's also within the Notary Business Success program. It's part of the all-inclusive plan. You can check that out. Or you can just buy the apostille course alone. And that's going to be coupon code WIN, WIN 2025. And that is at notaryeducatorsllc.com. Okay? notaryeducatorsllc.com. So we learned a lot about apostilles in 20 minutes or less. But the point is, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing. When it comes to apostilles, you think I could charge this woman, even if she wasn't my friend, over $300 and I don't know what I'm doing for 2 pieces of paper? Really 1, because I gave her 1 for free, if you remember. If you're taking notes, right? So we provide a valuable service. So never let nobody tell you where you shouldn't be charging for this. And $300 is too much for that. $400 is too much for that. This started, and my sister is hilarious. My sister was like, there is no way on this earth I would still be working with somebody on a document. This started, the first phone call about this apostille came in on Saturday. We were at the park with my nephews, okay? We were at the park, and it was so doggone hot, but we was at the park. The phone call came in, not phone call away. We actually started through Facebook Messenger, but Facebook Messenger is really slow in the internet and stuff. I said, hey, let's move this over to WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is quicker, okay? And that's another tip for you, too, if you ain't paying attention. If you don't have WhatsApp for your business, you need it for your apostille business, because a lot of your international clients, you're not going to be able just to pick up the phone and call them. So I'm dropping gems. I hope you're picking them up, okay? So that's another tip for you. When you are working with apostilles, you need to have WhatsApp. Many of us are not using the technology that we have. We're afraid of AI. So WhatsApp is my preferred method, or email when I'm dealing with my international clients, because WhatsApp goes through like boom, really quick, no hesitation, okay? But when we were trying to talk through Facebook, no go. It was very choppy. No. And the other reason I like WhatsApp, because I'm able to voice. I couldn't voice, and I may be able to on Facebook. I don't think I can, but I know WhatsApp like the back of my hand. So I told my client, I said, because I speak a little Spanish, you guys know that, and my client speaks Spanish, of course. And I was like, hey, let's move over to WhatsApp because I can voice it. Because sometimes things are lost in translation literally. When you're trying to talk to your client, it may not be clear. Sometimes you have to find another alternative in speaking to them. So download WhatsApp if you're not using it. Start playing with it right now, because when you get that client, you need to be able to maneuver. Boom, 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 okay? So that's all I got for you on apostilles. I told you how you can access my apostille training. It is not $500. It's very thorough, but it's not $500. It could be, but it's on sale, 60% off. Coupon code is WIN, WIN 2025. And you can find it at notaryeducatorsllc.com, or it is also included in the Notary Educators Business Success Mentor Program, okay? And we actually have a few people that are doing apostilles over in the group, and it's just touching my heart. And I feel so privileged and blessed to be a part of each and every one of their journeys, because they're doing their first apostilles. They learned about field inspection from me, and I'm like, yes, I love it. I'm here for it. Why? Because each one teach one. When you win, I win. When my group is winning, I'm winning. Okay? So it's not like, well, we're paying for mentorship. What are we getting out of it? Oh, no, you're getting your value. You're getting a lot. Don't let the price fool you. Because I know a lot of mentorships now are running $97, $147, $200 a month. And they're getting those funds. They are. But I know my community, and I try to be fair, even when I'm working with you all, and I work with my own business, none better. I say if you treat people right, you do the right thing, you're going to always win. So I'm like that song. All I do is win, 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 no matter what, because I treat people right. I do. Now, if they don't appreciate it, that's another story. Like I said earlier, I had 2 people on here, and they were saying, I thought I was coming for some training. Well, guess what? You did not get the training you were looking for, because I'm always dropping knowledge, right? But not only that, but now you're deleted and blocked. Because I don't have time for that. I just don't. I have very little stress, and I ain't going to let nobody on YouTube add to it. For real. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Prophetic Anointing. I am actually in the state of Georgia, but I teach all 50 states, because all of your documents are not going to originate in your state. Today, we're talking about a document that is going to Ecuador, and you need to know how to process anything. I have someone right now in my chat that's in the state of Texas, and their documents are coming from the state of California. So you got to know how to process everything. A great notary knows how to stamp that paper, even a piece of toilet paper. And I got a video here on the channel if you need to go watch it. Piece of toilet paper doesn't come from anybody's state. Okay? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. All right? So get in the room. Get in the room where it's happening. That's Notary Business Success Mentorship Program. Let's talk about that right quick. So the mentorship program, there's a starter plan, $27 per month. And then there's also the all-inclusive plan. Okay, so you have 2 options to get in. And I'm actually thinking about adding another price point, like a real starter package. And that is possibly coming. While I have you guys here live, what are your thoughts on that for those that are real new? So you already, you're not sure where you want to start at. So I'm thinking about adding another entry point into the program. You would have access to a couple of the basic courses that you need to get that good foundation. And then you could also still come to the live training. I'm letting everybody in the room. Everybody can come to the room. Everybody can come to the room. I'm going to let all 3 levels come to the live mentorship. We'll see how that goes. It hasn't rolled out yet, so it's not up there. Now you just have a $27 option or a $47 option. So what are your thoughts about a $17 point option? So I think it's going to be 17. So let's talk about what comes with what's already out there. The $27 package includes 5 of your basic courses that you will need to start your business. It also includes weekly live training with us, the main group. It's not a separate group. It's not once a month. You can come to every single meeting. The replays are uploaded. And the reason I include the replays, I'll be honest with you, from a business sense, it's not good to include the replays. And I'll just keep it real with y'all, okay? Because I'm actually working on something for my business channel. It's not good to include the replays. from a business sense, you're supposed to just kind of, if the person don't come, they just don't come. But I know many of you have full-time jobs and you may not be able to make it on Tuesday. You may not be able to make it last night. This week's session was on Monday. Maybe you couldn't make Monday. So I really want you to get the information. So I'm not going to try to do anything where I got to push you over here or make you buy this. No, I want to be fair. And I realized that when I did work full-time, I couldn't make everything. So I understand that you may not be able to. I understand you got your kids in school. You have football. You have soccer. We have people sometimes on the Zoom when they're in their car, they're at the park, they're at Starbucks trying to figure it out, can't get no signal at home, don't have internet. I mean, I've seen it all, guys. So when I say we want you to win, it's legit. It's legit. Because I know when you win, you're going to go tell somebody. I told y'all a few weeks ago, I was talking to somebody on the phone, like a little intake call, and I was like, well, how did you find us? I was at the gas station and somebody told me to look you up in a whole nother state. I think it was Alabama. Yeah. Oh, sure. Check back in. Texas is in the house. We got a lot of Texans in the group. Yeah, check us out. NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. But anyway, so I know you're gonna refer us to somebody. You're gonna get in a Facebook group and you're gonna say, hey, go check out Notary Educators Business Success. I've had that before. You're gonna tell your friends, your family, they trying to be a notary, they need side money. So I always win. That's why I always say I don't worry about try to make sure I get every little drop out of every single person. I just don't. So anyway, mentorship really quick. So the $27 package, I told you about that. Now the $47 package is the Mac Daddy. You get everything. You get the Apostille training. You get the field inspection, wedding officiant, remote online notary, introduction, basic notarization skills, of course, included how to properly notarize documents, acknowledgments, jurats, administering an oath, the specialty services, the estate/trust. We talked about that last week. If you're not doing estate/trust packages, you're leaving money on the table. If you don't know how to execute them properly, you're leaving money on the table. So all of those courses are available individually also, okay? So again, you can check out NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. And then if you're, not sure where to start, period, you can always start with the Start Your Notary Business book. Okay. I just happen to have a couple of them. I got Indiana, I think that's Florida, and this is Georgia. But there's a book for each state. Every state has their own book, okay? So you can get this also at Notary Educators. Just click the buttons in the middle. There's a big old button that says book collection. Okay? Because sometimes people say, I can't find it. I'm like, you're not looking. Because I got these big yellow buttons right there. So just take your time. The books aren't going anywhere. The courses aren't going anywhere. Take your time. Somebody was trying to sign up for mentorship the other day. They was like, I can't find it. I'm like, it's right there. It's the first button. So just take your time. Well, I do have to sneeze. Excuse me. And I'm actually having an allergy. If you don't notice, I keep touching the side of my face. I had Waffle House this morning. And I couldn't imagine what could be in Waffle House causing me to sneeze. Excuse me. Again, sometimes I have Chick-fil-A. And that has peanut oil. So I'll, have to be careful. I don't eat a lot of Chick-fil-A. I do like it, but their chemicals just be killing me. Don't let me get sued here on. But I love me some Chick-fil-A. I even did a video about them on my other channel. So anyway, and last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to take your questions. Please don't be afraid. Is my notary journals. They come in paperback and hardback. Okay, there's 15 you can choose from. 15. So those also are at NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. And it covers every notarial act you can think of. Acknowledgments, jurat, oath, apostille, ink fingerprinting, proctor, field inspection, I-9, wedding officiant, permit runner, copy certification, and there's a space for others. So these journals are amazing. So check those out too. Okay. Boom. All right. What questions do you all have tonight? What questions? What are we talking about? Let me give you a few minutes to type. What are we talking about? And if we don't have anything, I'll head out and come back another day with my other story. What are we talking about? Any questions? I see we have a few people that entered the room. Any questions? I will tell you about a new project I got going on. Really quick. I am going to start back filming on my business channel, I think, too, because it's just so many people trying to start a business. And that is my jam. Between notary and starting businesses, I love it. I breathe it. I love helping people start their business. So I think I'm going to get back into that channel a little bit. We'll see. I'll keep you posted. For now, though, we still all think, not on this channel. On this channel, I do talk about business, of course. But over there, it'd be a larger, broader thing. Like I even have on that other channel, how to start a cleaning business. Because I know how to start everything. Not everything, but just about. I mean, it kind of, once you do something, what do they say? Rinse and repeat. You know, it's kind of the same thing. If I was going to start a lawn care business today, I would start it the same way I started my notary business. If I was going to start doing eyebrows or whatever, it's all the same. But a lot of people just don't have, we're not trained in business. And that's why I have the Start Your Business, the Build Your Business course. I actually have a course within the Notary Educators, how to build out that business step by step, how to get the LLC, how to get the EIN, how to choose your business name, why everything needs to look uniform, why your branding is important, your logo, everything says something about you. You are the brand most of the time nowadays. And I always have a flower. That's my branding. That's my branding. Okay. So you also, what is your brand? What are you known for? Some people like purple. As you can see, I'm rocking this pink, y'all. I had it on the other day too. I am loving this pink for the summer. It just makes me feel good. It makes other people feel good. So they're like, wow, that's a pretty pink. The lady in pink or pretty in pink, or, you know, they got something to say. So they won't forget me though. That's the point. And that's how you want to be in your business. You don't want to be forgettable. You don't want to be forgettable. Hey, Robbie, how you doing? Robbie says, you've done banking, childcare, notary. You're someone people should listen to. Oh, that is so sweet. Yeah, I have done all those things, though. I didn't tell you about my mobile detailing company and carpet cleaning also. Jeffrey and I. Now, when I did all these other little side things, they were hustles, okay? They were true hustles because it wasn't like I put a lot into it. They were hustles. I don't want you to treat your notary business like a hustle. I want you to treat it like a business. Now, I treated my childcare industry like a business because I was doing that full time. Well, part-time, but full-time. I wasn't working outside the home at that point. I did after school. So I can tell you how to start a daycare. Now, nowadays, things have changed a little bit. Because when I did it, you can keep up to 8 kids with no license or no permitting. Just a little education. And I knew how to do that. And I asked questions, too. I asked questions from people. I went to visit daycares. I would ask them, hey, so what about this? And what about that? I'm a talker. And a lot of us out here don't talk. We don't talk, people. We have to start talking. We have to start talking. You would be surprised at what you can learn when you actually start talking. Open your mouth. People don't know what you need until you tell them. I'm big on that. If my leg hurt, I'm like, girl, my leg hurt. Girl, this. Girl, my eye is twitching. I'm like, tell me something. Okay? Knowledge is power, and you don't get knowledge if you don't talk. Sometimes people like to be silent and figure it's just they're going to just hear stuff. My dad worked at Ford Motor. You've heard me say that before. And he used to work around a lot of other cultures. We'll say that. Other ethnicities. Okay? And while his peers of his same race and stuff, while they were just chilling out and during lunch and stuff, they'd be out, you know, whatever guys do, whatever. My dad would stay in the room where the conversations were happening. Yeah. So I didn't think, you know, a lot of times you don't, you know, your parents, my dad didn't go to college and you're like, well, dog, how do they do such and such and such and such? But my dad was a listener and a talker. He asked questions and he wasn't embarrassed to ask if he didn't know something. So he was always in the lunchroom, and that's how he learned about investments. They didn't learn that in the early 60s and stuff about investments, you know? I'm like, how you got a TD America, whatever. But he listened, and he would say that. He said, listen. And if you don't know, be humble enough to ask questions, you know? And that's why even in our mentorship program, I'm big on encouraging everybody, hey, let's talk this thing out. Don't be shy. This is your time to shine. This is your time. Oh, somebody was supposed to tell us about their win. Hold on. Who was that had a win earlier? Hold on. We got to go back because you didn't tell us about your win. Let me see. Who was that? El Bain? Let me see. Yeah, El Bain. What was the win? You didn't tell us. Robbie says, yeah, my issue with rules for childcare, especially after school, is different from childcare in your home or a standalone childcare. Yeah, so with my after school children, Robbie, I kept them in my home. I was able to keep 6, a bonus 2, which would have been 8 total. And it was kind of tricky because you had to make sure they wasn't there at the same time and stuff. But it's always a workaround. And then this is, again, where knowledge is power. Opening your mouth, talking. So, and not be stingy with information. If you notice, I'm not stingy on this channel. I tell you everything. And you still don't get everything you need to know. Ask the people in mentorship. They will tell you. Even what I put here on the YouTube channel, even what I put in every course, you cannot cover every single scenario. You just can't. That's why our weekly sessions, I learned something last night. No, Monday night. I talked about it the next day. In mentorship, I learned something on Monday. I learned something every time we get together. So it's not just me giving information. We come together as a community, each one teach one. When I say that, I'm not just saying that. These journals right here, hardback, this is thanks to Mr. Eric, one of our mentees. He was like, hey, can that come in hardback? I was like, I don't know. I said, it doesn't. And that night I started thinking, I said, well, why can't it? So anyway, we got 15 of them. Somebody said, hey, I would love to have that journal in orange. I'm like, I got you. So I created an orange one. So somebody said, I want one in red. So we got you covered. So what I was going to tell you though really quick about this daycare thing. So my neighbor, and not gatekeeping, not being stingy with information, just like you stingy with anything else, if your hand is so tight-fisted like that, are those books on Amazon like your books? Yes, they're on Amazon. Yeah. But you'll find it a little bit quicker if you just go to Notary Educators and click the book link. You'll find them a little bit quicker. But yes, they are on Amazon. If you type my name, my books will come up too. Kimberly Nunnally, okay? Nunnally. All right? But it's quicker if you just go to notaryeducatorsllc.com. But with my neighbor at a daycare really quick, so I was starting my daycare, so she saw what was going on, everybody's like, oh, what's going on over there? So she was like, okay, I see what she's doing is successful. Okay. She said, I have your book. Oh, okay, cool. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you getting it too, Robbie. Yes. So everybody was like, well, and I said, well, my neighbor's getting ready to start a daycare also. So I started telling her different things, right? Helping her to grow her business. And my line of thought was, at the elementary school, between the elementary school and middle school, I could only have 8. It's plenty of kids for both of us. I always thought that, right? I could be a little naive sometimes, I'll be honest with you. But again, whatever. I've not missed any money or food or anything that wasn't supposed to be mine, okay? I really do feel like that. So all that, and she can't do me, I can't do her. Her parents love the way she interacted with her kids. And my parents like the way I interacted with mine. We ran our daycares completely different because she's a different person than me, right? Same thing in this notary space. I hear people all day, it's oversaturated. It's so many in my area. It's already this. It's already that. It's already this. Bump all that, people. Nobody can do you. I don't care who you are. You may be more quiet. You may be more mild-tempered, right? That's all good. It's somebody out there that likes your personality. I'm a little more wound up. Okay. I'm like, hey, good morning. What's up? I walk in a room like that, right? Some people don't like that about me, but that's going to be their problem, right? That's going to be their problem, not my problem. That's their problem. Okay. I'm not going to change. I've not changed all this time. Now I will tone it down once I realize that, okay, she don't like when I say good morning. Let me chill out a little bit. I'm over here with old sourpuss this morning, Look like she sucked on a lemon last night, So I just kind of tone it down a little bit, Right, Robbie, it's the Kimmi effect. I like that, But like I said, I'll just tone it down. I'm all about that too. I can do that. I know how to not be so hyped. It's hard. It's easier just to be you. But again, not to irritate, not to make people jealous. Because some people have been jealous of that, Like I said, when I walk in the room, I'm saying hi to everybody. I don't care who you are. But there's others, oh, such and such is in the room. Now you say hello. What? I saw that. I saw you didn't speak to that person, but you spoke to the other person. But that's on them. That's not me. Okay. So anyway, back to my neighbor really quick because I don't want to forget. So when I helped her start her daycare, I gave her all the gems, all the information, right? And everybody's like, why are you telling the competition all your stuff? And I thought about it later. I said, oh, yeah, I did tell her everything, right? I mean, I told her everything. So she started it. It was equally successful, her business. But guess what happened? So at this time, they gave you money, and they still do. That's why they want to know if your child is coming to school or not. They get paid. If that child is in school, they get paid. They get paid breakfast, lunch, and snacks, okay? So it ain't that they just so worried about your child being there. No offense to my educators out there, but I'm just putting you on some game right quick, okay? So, because I know we got a lot of educators that are with us. So no offense to that. Now, I'm not saying they don't care, but I'm just saying don't forget everything is a business. That's why when people tell you your notary business shouldn't be a business, you're a public servant. Yeah, right. I am, but I'm also gonna get my money. Okay. Now back to my neighbor. So anyway, during this time, you can get paid if you gave the child a breakfast, lunch, 2 snacks, and you can give them dinner. You get paid for every meal that the child has at your facility, right? That's why sometimes they're like, hey, try to hold on to the kid a little bit longer because they want to count that meal, right? If everybody leave it at dinner time, then they're not going to get that money, which is a nice amount. Well, I was only giving my kids an afternoon snack. Only an afternoon snack. So I was receiving about maybe $15 or $20 per month from the state at the time. But my neighbor, because we had different representatives, so they had someone that came out on behalf of the children to kind of inspect the home and kind of just make sure, what you were doing as a provider, childcare provider, whatever. So my people that came out, they were not super talkative, not super whatever. They came out, they looked around, they did their thing, they left. Her person was a helper, a big help to her. So he told her, he said, hey, if you just give the children dinner in addition to a snack, you're going to get 3 or 4 times the money, right? So it happened to me too. So I went from getting like around $15, $20, $30 or whatever from her sharing that information with me. Now, this was a whole year later, when she shared that with me. She said, you need to switch to my people because I'm getting such and such money. And that changed my business because I went from getting the $15, $20, whatever, just for providing a snack. Now I'm getting over $300 because I gave them dinner. And dinner wasn't that much, guys. Dinner consisted of a hot dog. It had to be several components. It was like a hot dog, a bun, some juice, fruit, okay? And for my fruit, I would go buy canned fruit from Sam's. I had the cute little plates. I would go get at Dollar Tree because your girl, anything I do is going to be in excellence, okay? So I had beautiful, cute little plates for the kids, like the little compartmentalized plates. And, or it might have been lasagna, buy frozen lasagna, have it heated, put that on a plate. And then you have your pasta, you have your meat, which is in the lasagna. You have the tomato sauce, you know what I'm saying? So you got to learn the game. So all my money wasn't going out. It was paying me over $300, but I knew how to work that food budget, okay? So that didn't mean the kids was getting a whole lot because I was getting more money. But I knew how to work my budget. Same thing with the notary space. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get started. You don't. Now, there are extra things you can buy, but I started my business bare minimum everything. And now my stuff was cute. Now I still have my pink embosser. Actually, I'm on my second one because the date expired on the first one. But I'm on my second whatever. But I have my pink embosser. That was like $30. But it was a set. I think it's a set. And then there is a free recommended notary supply list at notaryeducatorsllc.com. But I have my notary, my stamps. I had a journal, some blue black pens, clipboards. Are we even at $30 yet? Not if you go to Dollar Tree. My commission in my state is $45, $50. And what else did I need? What that I had to have? I had a bag. I had a bag to put everything in because I've always been really organized. And then I didn't even initially start buying my my printer and stuff right away. I waited till I made a little bit of money. But in my case, I was still working at the hospital. So I took my hospital money and my husband was working at the time. So I took that money, and then that's how I started buying my stuff. So I got a dual tray printer. Then I had a scanner. Then we realized we need another scanner because that one only did one sheet of paper at a time. We just went through that over in the group too. Somebody bought the wrong scanner. So we all kind of help in the mentorship program, guys. We help you with the tech part. We help you with your Google My Business. Now, we don't build out your page for you, but we have a full-blown Google My Business course. If you cannot figure that out, then I need to write that down. Google My Business. I need to write that somewhere because I'm working on something that just reminded me that I need to write that. But anyway, so we help you build out the page, and then if you need additional help, you can get on one of our calendars and we'll help you with that. Robbie says DT has raised prices. That's to get pens, clipboards during back to school. Robbie, you are so funny. Because at first I was like, who's DT? That's so funny. Yeah. So everything. Yeah, that's true though. That's true. And Dollar Tree, don't forget everything is not $1 now. It's like $1.25, but it's all good. Hit the like button for me. I can't believe nobody hit the like button. Hit the like button and subscribe, please. Please, please, please. So I see we got quite a few people that just joined us. Do you have any questions about the notary business? If you missed what we talked about today, we talked about Apostille. So you want to go back and check the live. And this is the actual document we were talking about. For those of you who are just joining us, we were talking about this particular marriage certificate and how it has the seal on the bottom. Okay, let me show you. Can you see that seal? This is authentic. The raised seal. Okay, this is authentic. What the client originally sent me was a marriage license. And the marriage license is not apostillable. Now, I made that word up, y'all. But you cannot apostille a license, a marriage license. Is there something else in here? What else is this? I didn't realize there was something else in this envelope. Oh, it's the original receipt. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Okay. I didn't know that was even in there. I'll take it out. Because every time I go to put the paper in there. So, that's it. What other questions do you all have for me? Let's see. Robbie says $1.50 to $5 now, and DT Plus has $10 stuff. She cracking me up with that DT. Yeah, so even though $1.25, but it's still not that much to get started. That's the whole point, Robbie. And sometimes we make excuses. So you don't need that much to start your business. You really don't. You really don't. The tariffs. Yeah, I do understand everything is going up, but and something else I've been watching this other guy on YouTube. I'm gonna put this little bug in your ear really quick. Drop gems or whatever for my other people who don't understand that bug in your ear. A lot of times, guys, we gotta start creating our own spaces with our businesses. It's not too late. It's not too late. People are getting laid off. We worked all through COVID in our notary business. Yep. So when people say the notary business is dead, it's too many people. It's too many people. Nope. It's not true. It's not true. It's really not. Are there more people that know about it? Yes. How many people are actively working? People have died. That's how I got one of my connections. I went in there just at the right time for me, bad time for somebody else. They had lost their notary. She had died. And it was like, we don't have a notary right now. Oh, really? And I've been working with them now for 4 years. Oh, my bad. 5 years. 5. Because my mother actually helped me get that connection. The owner knew my mother, and I knew he knew her. So when I was going in there to market to him that day, I said, oh, yeah, you know my mom? And he was like, yeah, I think I do. And then I went out to the car and got her. And you remember my mom, right, from the videos. And she was like, yeah, that's my daughter. You're going to give her a job. Took me right back to when I was 16 at McDonald's. My 15 when I was at McDonald's, my first job. So anyway, we got a few more minutes together. Any more questions? Any more questions? I see we got a few new people. Yep. So anyway, like I said earlier, I was on my little tangent when I first got on here, but if you really listen, I'm dropping gems throughout the whole thing. Not on purpose. I'm just telling you my life and telling you stories. That's how people learn. I love being around older people because they always are just dropping gems if you really pay attention. Robbie says you have to find your place, types of notary that work for you. Yeah. Notary services. Yeah, that's true. So it's not meant for everybody to do apostilles. It's not. I recommend it. I have quite a few people now that are not interested in loan signings at all. And that's good too, because that's more for other people. But the estate/trust is really a great area to be in. And if you don't know how to do those, again, I have a course on that, estate/trust. I go over what an affiant is. Okay, I go over what the who the attorney in fact is, who's the principal. These are things that you need to know. You need to be familiar with how the documents look, because people are going to be expecting you to be able to assist them, not fill it out for them, not advise them, but you should know a little bit something about these documents, okay, that we're asking people to pay $200, $150 for, $125 for. You need to know a little something, okay? It's not just get the stamp, call me, I'll be there. That's what most people do until they mess up something. I'm looking because I wanted to walk. And I think it's getting darker. But I'm getting ready to go walk in a minute. So y'all have a few minutes. Anything else? Or we can wrap it up. Anything else today? So check out All Things Mentorship. Oh, go ahead, honey. Tell me your story right quick. I don't know. You want to come on? I don't think I can invite you up on this. It might be coming where I can invite you up. But tell me right quick. Tell me your story. And I'll relay it to the people. Yeah. So anyway, check out the mentorship program. You have 2 options, but we meet together regularly, weekly, and you have access to the replays. And we are working on trying to get a different price point together too. Because we want everybody at the party, everybody at the party who want to be at the party. Robbie is typing her story. So when she tells us, guys, I'm going to share it with you. And then I'm going to get out of here after we hear Robbie's story. Okay. Robbie says, a woman that thought print meant printer, print, not write her signature. What? Oh, no. So what did she tell the client? What did she tell the client? That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. She thought that the word print meant like a printer. That person needs to be in training. Tell them about Notary Educators. Tell them about Notary Educators. Okay? Don't forget. Tell them. So, you got any other part of that story, Robbie? Because that is interesting. Thank you for sharing it too. And it happens when you don't know. That's why you got to get training though. You can't be out there telling your client. Can you imagine her telling the client, "Well, I need a printer. I can't do your documents for you because I don't have a printer." And all they wanted was her signature. Come on now. I see we got a couple new people. If you got any questions, just hop on in because we about to get out of here. We can't go backwards. So if you got any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Drop it like it's hot. Any questions? What are we talking about? We got about 7 minutes. I told her line through it, initial, and then write her name, or I couldn't notarize it. Oh, no. Hey, Angela, welcome. Where are you from? If you got any questions, Angela, let's do it, girl. Let's do it. Go back and catch this live, the beginning of it. Amazing video tonight. Amazing. Yeah, Robbie, that's so funny. So she thought it meant printer. Hawaii. I even have a book for Hawaii. Are you a notary already, or are you thinking about becoming one? There is a book for your state, Angela. Start your notary business in Hawaii. Check it out. These are other states, but every state has their own book, and you can get it at NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. Oh, you're moving to Florida. You just became a notary. Oh, cool. So look, booyah. Was that a sign tonight? Was that a sign tonight? So this is actually the paperback, but you can get the ebook version too, okay? So you just became a notary? Yeah, check it out. Check it out. So what's your plans, Angela? Really quick. Let's do a little one-on-one with you right quick. 7 minutes. So what are your plans for the business? Do you want to do loan signing, general notary, apostilles? What's your plans? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? And do not forget, before you tell me anything, it all starts with being a great notary. So you need to know how to stamp that paper, okay? Stamping the paper equals cash, equals cash, equals cash. And why do I say that? Because if you know how to do it properly, the cash will come, okay? That's why I'll be over here just flashing. You're going to make $10,000 because most of us not going to make $10,000 because we don't even know what we're doing, okay? Yes, loan signings. Okay, cool. And you're in Florida, honey, so you should be thinking about also, Angela, think about apostilles. Think about wedding officiant, if that's up your alley. Now, I don't do wedding officiants. I have a course on it in the program, but I don't do wedding officiant. But and I don't do remote because my state doesn't allow it. But you can do remote online notary. You have so many different streams of income in the state of Florida. You don't have the restrictions that I do, being in Georgia, an attorney state. So you got so many options, girl. The sky is oh my God. I'm excited for you. Florida, you're going to tear it up, okay? You're going to do very well in Florida. Get your training. I hope it's with us, okay? But wherever it is, just make sure you know how to properly execute a document, okay? Make sure you know what to do. Make sure you know your state laws. And again, check out the handbook. Our book. This is not the... Oh, excuse me, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. That Waffle House. But this is Florida. This is not the handbook. This is my book I wrote to help you start your notary business. I just found you, so it would be through you. Oh, well, great, honey. We'd love to have you. Yes. And you can read all the reviews, check out everything on the website. You are in the right place if you want to be educated. I also will teach you how to market, okay? So don't get it twisted. Because a lot of people they like the flash, right? I always say what I do over here is not sexy. Because I get in the dirt with you and we're going to learn how to properly do what we need to do. And then the money's going to come. Most people do the reverse. They fall in love with the idea of the money. Oh, I can make this, I can make that. But they don't know what they're doing. Okay? Yes, we keep it real, Angela. No doubt. It's going to be kept real and simple. We have so many people that entered the room right when I'm leaving. So you got about 4 or 5 minutes if you want to ask a live question. And Angela, thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I'm glad you found me. I'm not afraid to work hard and smart. Girl, if you're not, then you're in the right business. Because it's not going to just fall in your lap. It's not. It doesn't have to take you 2 years to learn the business, but you can't learn it in one day. Okay. I'm sorry, I keep dropping something. That's why I keep picking it up. That's not good. All right, we got all these people just starting here. What's up? What's up? You got 3 minutes. Anything else you want to talk about? And Angela, I'm looking forward to meeting you, huh? We meet weekly, so when you get a chance, check out NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. Take your time. Read all around the descriptions, and everything is really clear, okay? Came from TV production, but I'm excited. Oh, really? That sounds exciting. So are you thinking about doing anything in social media yourself? Like YouTube, starting a YouTube channel, TikTok? Hit the like button for me, guys. Are you thinking about starting anything social media wise? With that background, that's another stream of income. Podcast, YouTube. Haven't thought about it. You see, you're in the right room, girlie. You're in the right room. Excuse me. As you continue to learn this business, you might be the next YouTuber that's teaching somebody in your state of Florida. Okay? I try to encourage my people in mentorship, whatever state they're in. I'm like, you're learning things. I'm not afraid for them to go share what they know. Because hopefully they'll go back and say, hey, I learned with Kimmi. Okay? But I just made Boss Lady. Yes. Yes. Think about it. Everything is content nowadays, guys. I'm going to get on my content box really quick. Your girl loves some AI. Okay? I don't talk about it a lot here because most of us are not ready for it. Okay? But I've been doing AI like crazy. I've been learning all about it for the last year and a half. And I love it. I use it a lot. And I'm getting ready to start doing some stuff in that space. But content. Even in your regular notary business, people tell me, And when I first started, I'm going to tell y'all this story because I always got a story, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to get out of here. When I first started my business, I didn't want to show my face on my None Better page. I just put it up because I was like, I don't want everybody to know where I live at. I don't want everybody to know nothing about me. So my page was just blank, right? And one day I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about the realtors, right? They have their face on everything. They have on their business cards, on the side of their car. They have big magnets on the yard signs. They plastered everywhere. And I started thinking, if I want people to see me and know who I am, I got to show my face. There wasn't a workaround for that. It's a lot of stuff we can get around, right? But there was not a workaround. I have to be the brand. So I became the brand of None Better. So I usually wear pink in my business. That's my colors for my Jeffrey and mine. Our notary business is pink. So I usually have on pink. And they're like, the lady with the pink or the lady with the flower. I am the brand. So they're looking at my page. They're looking at somebody else's page. And I always ask my students this. I'm going to ask you this too right now. Am I flower, Robbie? Yes, that is the brand. Robbie, I thank you for hanging out with me all day. I appreciate it. But am I flower? So you are the brand, guys. Let's think about this content. Let's think about doing content. And my sister, I was trying to get her to do a couple channels with me. And because our vibe was just, we'd be acting crazy, right? And she's like, nah, because I can't take nobody talking about me. I said, they going to talk about you anyway. Either you too fat, you too dark, you too light, your hair too long, your hair too kinky, your lips too bright, you need us some lipstick. I mean, they going to talk about you anyway, okay? So content is the way to go. So I always ask my students, does your website, does your Google page look like a dry piece of toast? You know how you sick and your mama say, you need that dry piece of toast? Girl, get you just a piece of toast in your body. You know how you sick and your grandmama tell you that? Dry piece of toast. Or does it look like an edible arrangement? Everybody's seen an edible arrangement. And that thing is so pretty with all the colors and the fruits and the shapes. I gotta sneeze. Oh, I don't know what's got my allergies going, guys. Oh, you know what else I did have? I had a slice of raisin toast. It's something in the raisin toast. I got a lot of allergies. Something in the raisin toast because that wasn't happening. It could be some wheat in it or something like that. It's the raisin toast. I just thought about it. I said, what did I eat? I had one slice of it because I didn't eat it at Waffle House. I brought it home with me. And that's what's causing this allergy that I'm touching on my face. Yeah, but so they're going to talk about you guys. They are going to talk about you. Let's see. Angela says, it's a lovely face. Pink is your color. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, honey. And she says, well said, edible arrangement. Bless you. Thank you. So do you guys see what I'm saying though? So I want y'all to overcome this content thing. I want y'all to overcome being afraid to show your face. Unless somebody got an APB out on you or unless you're afraid, because you've been in some relationship stuff or something. I understand that. I get that. But if it ain't nothing like that going on, content is the wave of the future, guys. You heard it here first. Okay, so that's my next endeavor is to help a lot of you get these YouTube channels going. It's not too late. You got something to say. I don't care where you are in your life, how old you are, how young you are. They got babies making money on YouTube, okay? So that age group between, I'm going to say this for real, I'm out. But that age group between like 30 to 60, they're kind of scared. But them kids under 30 getting paid from content. You know what I'm saying? Angela said, where were you for 5 years? I actually been on YouTube for 4. That's when people tell me they just found me, it always fascinates me. Because I've been here literally for like 4 years now. 4 years. You'll see I got 1,000 videos. 1,000. Okay? But the things those babies say. Right. And I'll be honest with Robbie. And you guys too. I see some stuff now that I'm not really feeling it. But I can't stop it if I wanted to. Because it's going down. It's one of those situations. So some of the things that these parents have their children doing, I disagree with, But let's just be clear. The baby's making money. The mamas and daddies need the money. And that's just where it's at. So, but that don't mean we got to do all that stuff. You don't have to have your breast all out and your shirt all down and your abs all out. You don't have to do all that. Skirt up your butt and show it. Now, that's the way, but that's what people doing too, Now, you got to walk in a sense of morality too. But see, we'll be here all night, y'all. I got to go. Anyway, Thank you guys. I love you all, and much success to you. All things notary, NotaryEducatorsLLC.com. I will see you over in mentorship. Okay? Bye. Bye, y'all. Thank you, Angela. I'm going to walk Robbie right now. Bye, y'all. Thank you, Robbie.
Thanks for tuning in to the Notary Educators with Kimmi podcast. We hope you found today's episode helpful and inspiring as you build your notary business. Don't forget to explore our all-inclusive $47 monthly training notary library for more resources to expand your skills and services. Stay connected with us on YouTube at Notary Educators with Kimmi for even more tips, tricks, and industry insights. Be sure to subscribe and share this podcast with others who want to succeed in the notary field. Until next time, keep growing and learning, and take your notary business to the next level. See you soon! Don't forget, for all things notary related, visit NotaryEducatorsLLC.com.